Hello students, hope you all are fine, and today we are going to start with our EVS 1 geography, that is lesson number 4. The name is environmental balance. So the lesson is related to the environment, isn't it? The name itself says what? Environmental balance. Now you can see this picture, right? Observing the various living things. You can see this picture. In this picture you can see this is the water, this is the pond. You can see these are the fishes which are moving up and down in the water. Then here you can see a grandfather with the grandchildren sitting over there, and here is the animal dog sitting with them. Where they are sitting under a tree. Then here is a rabbit, right? Rabbit is there, green grass. We can see here what? This is a frog. You can see this is a frog. Then here is what? See this picture. Here is what? This is a goat. This is a goat children. This one. And these are the two bullocks, those which are standing over there. We can see here at the back what? The few houses are visible to us, and at the back the hills are there. Means under the hill we have the houses which are visible to us, and this is the area where we have a pond or a lake. We can say this is small pond where we find the water is there, and here green grasses and the trees are also there. Here also we can see this is a big tree. Beneath the tree or under the tree the grandfather and the grandchildren are sitting. Now what we have observed? Now see here, this is what? Blue sky. You can see the blue sky, and you can see these are the birds which are flying, isn't it? Here is a butterfly which is seen to us in the picture. Now what we have observed, or what you have observed in this picture, let us see that in detail. Now here first thing, what is that? The grandfather is sitting with the grandchildren near the pond. Okay. In the pond water is there, and we can find the fishes are jumping up and down. They are moving in the water up and down. Then we find a frog here. Then we can see a rabbit which is sitting on the land, and here is a dog which is sitting along with the people behind and watching the water. Then we have seen two bullocks are standing over there. Bullocks are useful for farming in the agriculture. Then we can see the goat is there. A small white and black goat is tied to the tree which is standing over there. And we can find here what? In the air the birds are flying. It means what? It means what? It means that the living things which are all present here, it is the living things are known as what? Biosphere. Now living things are present on the land. Land is what? Lithosphere. We call land as the lithosphere, right? So on the land we find animals are there, human beings are there, trees are there, green grass is there. Even grass is included in the living things. Trees are also included in the living things. So on the land they are present. Here what we have seen, fishes are there. There are many other aquatic animals also which are present in the water. So biosphere is present in the water also, on the land. And this is what? Air, in the atmosphere. The birds are flying in the air. So biosphere, that is the living things, are present in the atmosphere too, right? Now one more thing we can say, microorganisms. Can you see the microorganisms anywhere in this? No, but microorganisms are also present everywhere which are not visible to us, right? Microorganisms work continuously. Now this is the some of the few examples which we have seen on the land. We can see the earthworms which are there inside the soil. We have many insects or the worms which are present inside the soil, isn't it? So they are also included in the living things. So these are all the living things which we have observed in the three spheres, that is the lithosphere, hydrosphere and the atmosphere. Right. Now this is the picture which is given into your book. In your textbook it is given. Now if you go somewhere, now it is very difficult to go, children, because we have to be safe at home due to the COVID-19. But suppose if you are living in a village side area, or if you are living with your grandparents where such view is visible to you, you can just find out the living things which are present in your surroundings. You can make a list of the things which you have seen in your surroundings, where you have observed which living thing. You can make a list. In the water what you have seen, on the land what you have seen, in the air what you have seen. So you can make a list of the things which you have seen. Okay. Now can you tell, means what, after your observations about the living things what I have told you, so can you tell, that is the first thing, in the course of your observations, did you notice any signs of the presence of living things, though the living things themselves were not seen? Means wherever you have done the observation, did you find any of the living things present over there, even though the living things have not done any movement? For example, did you notice any partly eaten fruits or shells? Somewhere have you seen the partly eaten fruits or the shells? कहीं पे तुमने आधा खाया हुआ फ्रूट गिरा हुआ देखा क्या, या कोई शेल देखा क्या फूल उसका फ्रूट्स का पड़ा हुआ? Fallen feathers, somewhere the feathers we find of the birds, did you find that? Animal tracks, किसी के पाँव के निशान मिले तुमको वहाँ पर कि कोई एनिमल वहाँ से गया है. Then dung, you know what is dung? Cow dung, animal dung, droppings of the birds. Dung is of the animals and droppings is of the birds. Then nest of the birds, कहीं पे छोटे छोटे घोंसले बना के रखते हैं चिड़िया वगैरह, वो देखा क्या तुमने? Cocoons, you know what are cocoons? Then eggs, कहीं पे छोटा सा घोंसला बनाया हुआ रहता है, नेस्ट बनाया, उसके अंदर छोटे छोटे अंडे रखे रहते हैं, बच्चों को अच्छे लगते हैं, बच्चों ऑब्जर्वेशन करते हैं. और द हनीकॉम्स, मधुमक्खी का छत्ता, जहाँ तुमको शहद मिलता है ना, हनीकॉम. कुड यू ऑब्जर्व एनी माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स? वर द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स विजिबल टू यू? नो. This is my observation. You should have your observation. Okay. Then how many types of living things did you see at the places you visited? Do you think you saw all the kinds of living things that belong there? Means wherever you are going, how many types of living things have you seen over there? Or do you think you saw all the kinds of living things that belong there? क्या तुमने सारी चीज़ देखी वहाँ पे जो तुमको देखनी मतलब दिखाई दी वहाँ पे? क्या तुमको सब विजिबल था? लाइक सपोज इफ आई आस्क यू व्हाट डिड यू सी ऑन द लैंड सरफेस, तुम लोग डेफिनेटली क्या बोलोगे? टीचर मैंने बुलक्स देखे, काउ देखा, डॉग देखा, गोट देखा. लेकिन ये नहीं बोलोगे तुम लोग क्या कि यू हैव सीन द वर्म्स और द earthworm or any of the insects inside the soil, because that you will not notice unless and until there is a movement. Did you see the same living things at various places or different ones? So wherever you have gone for the observation, did you find the same types of living things over there, or there were different? Means was there any difference in between the things, or that is the living things of the previous place and the place which you have visited now? So you have to find the difference of the living things which you have observed in different places. The variety we see in all the living things that belong to a particular area is called the biodiversity of that place. Now what is biodiversity? The variety we see in all the living things. The differences, variety means what? The various things, the various different living things which we observe that belong to a particular area, which we see in that particular area, in a particular region only, is called the biodiversity of that place. Bio means what? Living, and diversity means what? Differences. So all together makes a what? Biodiversity of that place. Let's continue now. Again, one more thing we have. Can you tell which one of the places you visited shows greater biodiversity? It means that when you are doing the observations, you are visiting different places. So which one of the places, which is that particular place where you have seen greater biodiversity? Greater means more living things you have observed in that particular area. To study the biodiversity of a place, scientists make a large number of observations. Now, it is not easy, children, to give the conclusion of a particular thing. Scientists have to do lots and lots of observations for many years. It is just not 1 or 2 days we observe and we have given the decision or the conclusion. It's not like that. It has to be done for a large number of years. Many years we do the observation. They make these observations in different conditions such as day and night. When they are doing in the daytime, in the night time, in different seasons also they are doing the observations. They use special devices to make observations of living things. It is not just with the eyes they are doing. They are using special devices also to make the observations of living things, because some of the things, they are so micro, they are so small that they need the devices to see them clearly. So special devices are used by the scientists to do the observations that are found at great heights or depths, as well as of microorganisms. Whichever we get at a depth below the surface or at a greater height, we need some devices as well as of the microorganisms. Observations of many scientists are brought together and studied again. It is not only the result of one scientist. Many scientists work together in the same project. On the same thing they are working together. Then their decisions or their observations are all studied, and then only the conclusion is given. Observations of many scientists are brought together and studied again. Only when all such efforts are made over a long period of time can we be sure of biodiversity of a place. So when the efforts of all the scientists is taken into consideration about the observations for a long time, it's not just few days, few months or few weeks, it is for many years, then only the conclusion is taken or the decision is taken about the biodiversity of that place. Understood? So we cannot just say that nahi wahan pe itna hi hai, we find these animals, we find such type of climate or such type of trees are found over there. All this needs a long and deep observation by the scientist. I hope this is clear to you, children. Now let's see the environment. What is meant by environment? The surroundings and the conditions in those surroundings which affect the life of the organisms. See, the surroundings हमारे आसपास का area, condition, in which condition we are living in those surroundings which are present, which affect the life of the organisms there. The surroundings and the conditions which are affecting us, the living organisms, are together known as their environment. Isn't it? It includes many components such as, now what is included in the environment? Such as sunlight, which plays an important role, then air, water, soil, plants and animals. All these things are very, very important. And understood? To understand what is the environment of our area where we are living in. So environment means what, children? The surroundings and the conditions in those surroundings which affect the life of the organisms there are together known as their environment. Now look at these pictures of the living and non-living things shown below. Discuss mutual relationships between these various factors of the environment. Now you can see here many animals are there, then insects are there, birds are there, or it's a mixed thing. Then non-living things, that is the water is shown over there. Then we can find a rain is visible, stone is there. So many things are there, isn't it? So we have to find what the relationship of them with each other. So you have to observe. Now you can see an example I can tell you. You can see here snake and rat. Now snake eats rat, right? It's the food of the rat. Cow is there. Cow gives us milk. Eagle is there. Then chameleon is there. You can see elephant, sun, hills. Yeah, you can see behind the hills the sun is visible. Then you can see the water body, one of the water is there, rain is visible. Then we can see a fallen tree is there which is lying down, fish is there, then tiger, the king of all the animals. Then we have your duck drinking water from the pond, then grasshopper. You can see the worm is there. Now who eats the grasshopper? Who eats birds, isn't it? Worm eats what? Grass. Now water is what? Non-living thing. But water is important for all the living things. We cannot survive without water, isn't it? Then sunlight is important for the plants. Without the sunlight, plants cannot grow. Without the rain, we cannot get the water. So stone is there. Now under the stone we have what? The animals which live in the soil, they are hidden in the stone. Also we find the snails, means living thing grow there also, isn't it? So it is the picture of the various birds, animals, non-living things. So you have to find out what the interrelationship between them, that is a mutual relationship which is there in between these things. Will continue in the next period. I hope this is clear to you all.